Sure.
How you doing? Listen, I'm working on something interesting, I think, but I need a little time. Anyway, I got a request through the ether, so to speak. Someone's looking for a crew to take a score, but I don't know anymore. Thought maybe you'd be interested. Personally, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot barge pole because I don't know any of these people. But if you're interested, be my guest. I can tell them to come see you.
Take it easy. Hey.
Eating or drinking on board trains is prohibited.
You need something, huh? One of your rides? Let me know. I'll get there as soon as I can.
Holy shit!
Is you remarked okay? Your safety is important to us.
Utap!
Hey!
Puta madre!
That car's a fantastic investment. Do not display electronics like phones or tandem computers. A crowded train is not an excuse for inappropriate touching, no matter how tempting. If you happen to fall on the tracks, lay flat on the ground until the train passes.
Hey, how's it going?
Ain't shit. On my way to this property on my way back.
Okay, thank you. How long you been drifting for? Nice. Yeah, this is my first race, so I'm still warming up. Yep. You ever run any custom drift maps or anything like that? Oh, okay. I run with so many people I forget who every now and then, you know how that goes. Yeah, yep. Was it sometimes it's weird. It could have been my online settings might have been set to like offline or unavailable. Generally, I don't do that, but that could have been what it was. But GTA has also been weird since like the Halloween update. It's been doing a lot of like, even if you're friends with someone, it will still tell you like you're in a private lobby, or like I've had it done a lot lately where it'll say like you need to be online in a multiplayer game, and I'm like, I am online, so. Generally, I'm just on drifting, but you can always send me a message. I've always got my my app on my phone up, so even if it's like shows busy or something weird, I'll at least get it through my phone. 'Cause, yeah, that's another thing. Like if I'm on streaming, sometimes I won't get certain notifications, like they won't pop up. So. Yeah, so I stream on YouTube. I just started streaming about 3-4 weeks ago. But like sometimes when I'm broadcasting, certain notifications won't go through. Like they'll go through, but it just won't show me on my screen. So. Nope, drifting for the most part. I figure it's kind of a niche side that not a lot of people do with GTA, so. It's UTAP 420, so it's my crew name, Utap with 420. Yep. Yeah, it's legal in my state now, luckily, so. Believe me, I know how that is. I've spent quite a few years on probation. Luckily, got over that, but I know how it goes. Yeah. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, I was just about to say, yeah, it sucks, but if you can get through it, man, it makes life so much easier just dealing with those little bit of time you got than fucking around and adding tons of time and bullshit on. Yep. When we did that real long drift, now was that the one, if you remember, did it include the casino parking lot, or was it, do you know if it, okay, because I remade that drift where it's almost the same thing, but it's got extra large checkpoints and it doesn't include the casino parking lot. It's a little bit more refined, I guess you could say. Yeah, yep, the one where it's got those big signs telling you to go right, but I told you first make a left into the parking lot. Yeah. Yeah, that was one that my buddy made. So the one I made it's basically the same thing, but like I said, it's a little bit more refined. And then the checkpoints are extra large, so when you're on them roads, you can really use the whole road instead of having to worry about hit the checkpoints. Yeah, believe me, I know how that goes. I know how it goes. Oh yeah, dude. I'm ready whenever. Which car was it again? Was it the Cypher? We can, if you want, after this race, I can send you an invite. You can look at the garage again real quick and figure it out, and we can do it. I got two. I got a Vapid, actually three. I got a Dominator, or yeah, Dominator. I've got a Jester RR, and then I've got a let me think. I've got a Jester Classic, and then also a what do you call it? A Drift Tampa. Oh yeah. Yep. No, I've gotten quite a few new cars too since probably the last time you looked. So yeah, yep. Yeah, I've mainly been collecting these. Like I like the bennies, but I've mainly been trying to collect the like plates on them for the rear plates because like I've got a bunch of the Yankton ones because those are pretty common. But I finally got Pounders plate, the black Pounders plate. Then I've got trying to think one of the other. I guess I mean they're technically rare, but they were the community ones where like the E. Cola community one where it's all. I want to say that one's the green one, or no, that one's the red one, and then the Spunk Cola, the green. I finally got those two, and then I finally also got one of the red LS car meat ones as well. So. Yep, yep. Nope, they had to. Yep, I got someone that knows how to merge them. So I got all these were bought with after being merged. So like, and then, like for instance, say you bought this Vamped that I'm in right now, it would come exactly the way it is. Obviously, the license plate's not going to be it'll be the same format, so it'd be the Yankton one. It just won't be like my custom plate says GT4 U2 Envy. Like that wouldn't be on there, the text, but it would be everything else is the same. So you would get all that, and then you can go through and change like the body parts, like that's all fine. But say you took off the wheels and put a different wheel on it, you wouldn't be able to put the Benny wheel back on it, if that makes sense. Yep, exactly. So like I've got a couple like I don't know if you remember that that RR that I've got that's the blue chrome RR. If you were to change the paint on it, like you wouldn't be able to put that paint back. But one of the things I do to figure out that I've learned is like if you go through when you're customizing it, say like I can use a bumper to be easy, but like if you were to click on front bumpers, if it was something custom, it would just show none and it wouldn't have a check mark. But if it wasn't custom, it would show you which bumper is on it. Yep. I've learned somewhat, but it's real hard to, or it's time consuming, I guess is really what I should say. Yeah, give car to your friend glitch or whatever with the mobile operator in the casino. Yep. Yeah, that one's pretty straightforward, but yeah, I know what you mean. And that's the problem with the like merging glitch is it's real. God damn her. It's real time consuming, or it's not, it's real technical on what you have to do, because you have to, like, when you start it, you have to have someone, the guy who's merging, he'll get in your car that you want merged. You have to start a sprint race and, like, return the car with 2 seconds left in the sprint, like, before the sprint race starts. And, like, you know, and then from there, like, you know, you have to do a bunch of other things, and, like I said, I've seen someone do it, and, like, it's weird because when you get in the actual format to do the merge, like, it puts you in a weird camera view so you can't see correctly, and, like, yeah. I figure I know enough people that can do it, and they're cool, where I can just be like, hey, if I want something specific, I can be like, hey, man, this is what I want, you know, when you got time, can we run it through? Yeah. Yup. And yeah, it's like some of them I could see, like, you know, oh yeah, I found it out accidentally, but, you know, this is how you do it. But then there's some where it's just like, you know, like the merge glitch. It's like, how did you like, the only way I could figure someone figured that out is if they're, like, good at learning code and, like, somehow code sniffed the whole thing to figure out, oh, if we do this, it will throw it off. Like, yeah. Yeah. So, all right, here, I'll back out and I'll send you an invite into my session. Yep. Nah. I sent an invite to my garage. Yeah, they do. So, like, this one here is formula. I think my other two are on the next floor. Yep, yep. Yep. Yeah, the other... Yep, okay. Yep. No, it handles decent, so... Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the formulas, per se, but, you know, everyone has their own like, of course, so... You know, I personally like the other Benny, you know, the Benny styles. I'm not a big fan of the Goldies, but I do have the one Dominator upstairs that's on Goldie, the gold wire spoke, and then I've got a Jester RR on wire spokes as well that are pretty decent. Yeah, so yeah, this side is all pretty much stock. Here you go. So this, yep. So this drift Tampa here is on formulas. Or sorry, this is the drift Tampa on formulas. This one. And where is my? Yep, here's my Dominator. Yep. Yep. Here, do you want to try it out real quick? Obviously, it handles a little bit different in race, but it'll still give you a good idea of how it. Of course, it's raining, but it'll give you at least somewhat of a good idea of how it handles. Of course, so it's raining, so it'll still be a little different. You can try it getting under the bridge there, where it's dry out. It does have that little loop as well. It's, well, also because of the Halloween out right now, it does that Halloween weather, so it's weird, that weird tint as well, which I'm not a big fan of the Halloween weather. It's just, I don't mind it, but it's just weird, that dark yellowish all the time, and yep. I mean, shit, we can run a couple races and try it again when it's not raining. That way you can get a better feel for it. Yeah. How much money you got right now? Like, are you running, I mean, are you low or? Okay, cool. Do you want me to pull out the Cypher and head over to LS, or do you want to wait a little bit and see if we can get without rain here and try again? That way you can get a better feel, or? That was my bad. Yeah, no, it pulled you in with me. Okay. Here, I'll start up. Yeah, I'll start up that race that I made where it's a long one, but it's remade. I'll start that up. That way you can try it. Yeah, I would just hate for you to buy something and then, you know, when it's not raining, figure out how it really runs, you know? But yeah, so like I said, this is the one I made, so if you see anything that you think I should fix or something that you might think should be added somewhere, whatever, let me know, because I'm always down for input. Yep, and like I said, a few of the changes I made is it includes a little bit of like smoke and mirrors on this compared to the other one. You know, say don't worry about like trying to keep up or anything. I make sure that everyone gets to finish the race, so. Just in case we jump way ahead of you or something, I don't want you to have to feel like, oh crap, I need to start going faster, I'm not going to finish. I sit and wait and make sure. Yeah, no, I'm the same way. I'm considered a pretty fast drifter as well, but like I said, I like to make sure everyone has fun and, you know. And again, also, because like you said too, since it's a new race, you don't know it, it kind of makes you take your time a little more. Yep. No, I tried to do my best too to make it like pretty easy to know where to go and make the checkpoints, you know, good spots where it shows you, hey, make a left here, make a right there. Or... Yep. Like I said, I'll remind you at the end, but yeah, you'll have to rebookmark this because it's obviously a different track, so. Because yeah, like I said, the one before that you did was one my buddy made, Chuck. And since I basically, it's like I said, it's about 98% the same race as his. I just went to a few different spots that he didn't, and then, like I said too, he had checkpoints so they weren't extra large, so in some of the spots it was like, you'd have a pole off on the right and a check mark on the left, and you couldn't hit the pole unless you wanted to miss the check mark. So on mine, it's all like super large checkpoints, so you can use the whole road and you don't have to worry about, you know, being right on the checkpoint. And then, like, you'll see, like, I took out the casino parking lot. Like, it was fun, but it was just, I find that it's like you hit the planter at all and it kind of throws you and whatnot, so. That's my favorite hill, I think, to drift down in the whole game. Thank you, I appreciate it. Yep. Say that again? Sorry, I had to turn my music down. Yeah. Yeah, no, I saw that. I've been trying to find a way, because when we get off the highway, we get off at the on-ramp before this. So I've been trying to find a good way to put signage up where you know, like, turn here, that also doesn't block it off. So, but I saw you start to go straight there, and I was muted, so I didn't get a chance to be like, hey, make the left. But yeah, that's the one spot I'm working on that's kind of hard, just because, again, it's like getting signage you can see that shows it, but it doesn't get in the way also. Yeah, because when we get off the off ramp, you get off, you make a left, and then you go that way. So, but I'm gonna try it. I need to try and move the checkpoint out a little better too, so you can see the checkpoint telling you to go left there, more obvious. It's one of those, after every time you switch anything, you have to rerun the whole entire map. Yeah, when I first made it, I didn't even pay attention. I had a bunch of arrows going across the road to show you, like, go in here. And then when I ran the test, I'm like, oh crap, I'm blocking the rest of the track off by doing that. There's, you're coming up, there's going to be a green zone on your left. It's real tight and goes through the alley. So if you take it, just be careful of that. Otherwise, I put a bunch of precision poles going the normal way, so it's kind of like a good trade-off one way or the other. There's going to be a wall coming up here on your left that's like precision pole wall. Good spot to make some points up if you lost anything. It's about 10 poles all in a row. You said you got all of them? Nice, nice. There's one more of those coming up towards the end. Yeah, like the very last couple checkpoints in the airport, there will be one more wall like that. I kind of set it up so it was like the beginning of the race is kind of just pure fun and points of, you know, skill. And then the second part of it, it's like you got more precision poles and green zones. So if something happened in the beginning, you got some options to make it up. Yeah, so far my best score I ran on it I think was about 800,000. Yeah. I got lucky too and ran the whole thing without even losing a drift too, so that helped a lot. Yep. I did that on one of my races where I ran. It was like, again, almost the whole thing without losing a drift. I hit it was like literally the very last pole, lost my whole entire drift, and I was like, all right, well, went from like 400,000 or 500,000 score to like 75,000 or something like that. I don't know if you guys are down. I'll start up a playlist after this if you want to do some more. Hell yeah. Alright. So remember to hit that L1 and bookmark it. Give it a little time here, see if we get anyone else joining in. Well, that. Yeah, so technicality, the way the points are, the faster you go, the more sideways you go, the more points you get. But obviously, that's not always the best, is to go fast. Hey man, family first. Whenever you're ready, just let me know. Hit me up. Take care. Yeah, I found a lot of people, when they run it, it's like either they love it or they hate it. Yep, there's a lot of options of different lines to run, and Mm. Oh, that sucks, BZ. Send out a quick auto invite. All right, man. It was fun.